CanFan in the house, what you gonna do?
CanFan in the house, what you gonna do?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do, brother?
What you gonna do, brother? Not only CanFans in the house, but we got the one and only, the villain, Barry Grant Jr. of the All Even podcast. I was gonna say something on top of the villain, but
I was gonna say, why is he the villain?
because he likes to call himself the villain.
I think more of a shit disturber than a villain.
I am definitely a shit disturber. Absolutely. Like I'm a super troll. I've been a troll before troll was even a phrase, right? Like it's just the way I am, man. I can't help it. I can't. If you see my latest Instagram video, I put up a Jordan commercial. And I was clowning him, and you should see all the Jordan stands coming there so serious. Oh my God. Like, just you got to stick up your ass. Like, relax. It's a joke. It's fine. It's fine.
It's the internet. Is it your first day on the internet? This is what the internet has turned into. Memes and trolling. Barry Grant Jr., always a pleasure to have you on, man.
Absolutely.
It's been a minute, so it's good to have you on, especially coming up to a pivotal game against the Dolphins coming up. But Bandwagon Boys, how you guys doing after that big loss on Sunday?
Not too bad.
Crack him, son. Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him, baby.
Yeah, that was a really tough loss. And you guys were, funny enough, you guys were just talking earlier about, I don't know if that actually, no, didn't get on the show because we were doing prep. But you were talking about if you're going to lose in fantasy, you'd rather lose big time so you're not second guessing your decisions. Well, it's a little bit of the reverse. If we're going to lose to Buffalo, I mean, I'd rather have that same feeling of, man, if we only did this, this, and this. If Dak would have kept his foot inside, then we would have scored a touchdown. I would have liked a closer game because that one really hurt. And I think I've come back around, though. It's usually Tuesday night or Wednesday morning after my first coffee that I'm like, okay, I'm back to reality.
Well, before I got to add something. Before we get into the Buffalo game and the Miami game, AJ, you said... Barry Grant and I were saying that losing in fantasy by just such a small margin sucks really bad. But I got to ask Bandwagon Boy 1, who got absolutely trounced by Bandwagon Boy 2 in one of our leagues. Yeah. Does it feel better? Because you got smoked.
No, it doesn't. It's almost even worse.
Hey, here's the thing though. Like I was beating anyone that day.
Yeah,
but you skull fucked Ad.
Yeah,
like badly.
I ended up with 215 points.
In that particular league that the three of us are in, like we've been doing that one for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
But I would rather lose out of the playoffs to one of you two than some of the other dudes in the league. You know what I mean? So
fair enough.
It was what it was. Listen, I was just more upset about the loss against the Bills on Sunday and then driving Cowboys Chris back to the airport. It was almost like I was
breaking up.
Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't like a happy send off. You know, he comes out for 24 hours. We had a fantastic 24 hours before the game, and halfway through the game, we were having a good time. But then after that, it was like, after you guys left and him and I were just sitting there, you know, not talking to each other, watching the was it Jacksonville and the Baltimore game?
Yeah.
That, and then we were barely talking. We went to bed early, drove him to the airport super like it just was like
it was a buzzkill.
Yeah, it was a downtrod to the weekend. But
well, AJ, speaking of downtrots and up trots, what do we got going on this trot of an episode?
Well, I was before AJ gets into that, I was going to say, but it turned around last night. AJ and I were on, and he's in the chat right now. One of the new members to the Grid Network, EJ Savage Boys is in the Zone.
Shout out.
We were on his show. We were on his show last night, and that's
very good show, by the way.
Yeah, talking about the Miami game and how the Bills. Like, I felt better. I felt it was cathartic.
Sorry, do you mean talking about the Miami game?
Sorry, yeah, I was talking about the Miami game.
Okay. I just want to make sure. You guys were busting my balls about Michigan.
Yeah.
So
Michigan.
The difference with you saying Michigan versus me saying Miami is Miami. I'm saying it purposely. Michigan, you were saying it for real.
I know. Miami is how you should say it, bro. Okay. Let's get to the today's episode.
Today's episode.
The Dallas Cowboys were riding high before crashing down to earth with an upsetting loss to these Buffalo Bills. A loss that has a lot of people calling Dak Prescott a phony and walking back his early MVP nod. So are the Cowboys a paper tiger, or do they have what it takes to ride with the best in the NFL? Because that goring by the Bills really hurt. But we also be talking about the Cowboys have a chance for redemption here this Sunday in Miami against the Dolphins. Kickoff is at 1:25 p.m. PST, 3:25 CST, 4:25 EST, and our show will kick off 1 hour before the ball does. So come hang out with us on YouTube here, right here, where you're watching us.
Yeah, bish.
Then we'll do NFL power rankings. An ugly loss deserves an ugly tumble. So let's see how low these Dallas Cowboys will go.
They're putting us like 17.
I know. Yeah, it's going to be like wild. It's 10-point drop. And then we'll do, of course, our score prediction, bold prediction, make some fan bets with whatever change we got left in the
gosh, I don't even want to know where we're at in that kitty.
Talk some fantasy football playoffs and playoffs. All this and a bunch of crackums on today's show. Let's go.
Guys, I got to lead out with this Buffalo game. So I say it after every time we lose a game, it feels like the end of the world. And going on social media as a Cowboys fan, as a diehard fan, it feels that way. The first 24 hours is the worst. You know, Monday, you watch the Monday Nighter, you're still feeling shitty about the game. Tuesday comes around, you start feeling better, you start getting back hyped up. Then Wednesday we have our show, of course, where we're always hyped. We're the hype train no matter what.
Yep.
But are you guys concerned at all that our three blowout losses that we have been on the road and have been against teams that basically just ran at will at us?
Look, that's the recipe that we're walking into in Miami. So I mean, I cannot lie and say I'm not concerned. I was feeling much better before Sunday's loss to the Bills about that. Like, I'm not going to take these statistics into play. The Cowboys know how to play professional football. They're going to get through this. But I'm back on that anxiety wagon now.
Barry, what are you feeling? You're a diehard Cowboys fan. One, what do you do on Monday and Tuesday after a loss like that? And how do you get back hyped up?
The first thing I do is I put my phone on airplane mode.
Yeah.
The next thing I do is I don't watch any sports coverage for the entire week because I can't stand it, because it's so negative towards the Cowboys when they lose, and it's so lukewarm when they win, right? So that's pretty much my strategy, what I do. But in regards to the game, I am definitely concerned. And the reason why I'm concerned is because it's not about the loss. It's about how you lose. And what we've seen in these games is a lack of, like, they get the doors blown off of them so quickly. And there's like this deer in the headlights look that the entire team has. Micah Parsons is not effective. The defense can't tackle. The offensive line breaks down. The defensive line breaks down. We give up 400 fucking yards on the ground, right? Like, certain things that you don't normally see on a consistent basis, you see here. So it's like, where is the disconnect here? Are they not prepping for these big road games? Is there there has to be a psychological thing that's them being at home and being comfortable there, and then them going on the road and completely checking out. Like, that's not something that is a positive for us going forward, because newsflash, guys, we're going to have to go on the road to get to the Super Bowl. So if this is what we're seeing, it doesn't put a positive spin on things, and it doesn't make me super confident. So they have to find out where the disconnect is and how to fix it quickly.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately the only thing that made me, and a couple of people in chat were saying, is the thing that made me feel good about the loss, which I don't ever want to say that.
No, stop. There was nothing good. Like, that was one of those losses. Sorry to cut you off, brother Adam, but that was one of those losses. Very hard to find any type of silver lining.
Sorry,
there was zero positive in that game.
There wasn't anything good about the loss. The only thing that came out positive about the weekend, two things. We made the playoffs. We clinched the playoffs, and the Eagles lost to the Seahawks. Woo! Literally the only thing that made my Monday a lot better or my Tuesday better, and probably why when we went on EJ Savage Boys in the Zone show, was the Eagles lost to the Seahawks the night before.
But to touch on that Eagles loss, yeah, that would have been amazing. And we all thought the Seahawks were going to beat the Eagles. We had all talked about that. I thought it was going to happen with Geno Smith. I was surprised that Drew Lock got the win for them. Right. But that needs to happen after we beat the Bills, right? Like right now, if the Cowboys win out and the Eagles win out, who the Eagles still have a better matchup for their next 3 games, the Giants twice and the Cardinals once, they have an easier road to 3-0 than we do. Yes. All they have to do is win one more game or have the same outcome as us, and they get that second seed or at least the NFC East title. So it's awesome. It's always good when the Eagles lose because they're on a 3-game losing skid. Love to see it, but they just need to win out against win out with their 3 easy games to still secure the division.
You know the part of that loss that really bothered me was we didn't even get all-star Josh Allen.
Yeah.
We got like I could have swore, that I was watching LaDainian Tomlinson play fucking football for the Bills. When the hell did this kid Cook turn into fucking LaDainian Tomlinson? I'm like,
right.
Oh, he's catching passes and doing a whole bunch of all this shit now. Like, why does this always have to happen to us? Is that it's like we make stars. Yes, the kid was good. He's been having a solid season. But come on now. Damn near 200 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
Yep.
He looked amazing.
Same thing about the 49ers, right? Fucking Kittle didn't have a touchdown to start the season. All of a sudden he comes to us, he gets 3 touchdowns in the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Like this, we can't have these things happen. You need to contain things. And I'm going to say this. I know you guys probably disagree with it because you guys are big number 11 supporters. But he needs to shut the fuck up on that podcast and start playing football. I'm sick of it.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that.
I personally think that he has turned into Draymond Green. There's too much of this. There's too much of this with him, and there's too many excuses for when he disappears towards the end of seasons. Like, if you want to be considered LT and Ray Lewis and all these great players, those guys never fucking turn it off. They found ways to be able to get to the football and not being able to get taken out of games. Now, granted, schemes and all that stuff matter, what Dan Quinn is doing with him, but I don't see enough dog in Micah Parsons. I see too much of this.
No, I don't hate that take.
No, and I actually agree. I do not like when, I mean, I guess it's okay for example, the Kelsey brothers. They've put in their work, and I don't think you're really.
They both have Super Bowls.
Yeah,
they got rings.
They got rings. You're not really worried about them doing extracurricular activities. With a guy
they're all both in 10 years in the league, right?
Right,
like,
veterans.
They started their podcast
exactly.
after a century of doing what they've done. Or sorry,
decade.
Not century, decade.
But no, and that's the point. Like it's not that I don't think Micah has important things to say or things that people want to hear. I just, for a guy like him, really early in his career, on that cusp of being, a great football player in terms of looking back on it on his entire career at the end of things, I don't like it when they have these kind of secondary things that come up, and I don't know that they're really going to take away from someone's drive to play football, but it's the same thing we had discussed. I don't know if it was on live on our live show when Chris was here, but I also don't like it when they do. I mean, it was great for me to become a Cowboys fan, but Hard Knocks or any of these, like the quarterbacks documentaries, I'd tell my players, if I could, I'd say, no, you can't do this stuff, right? I just wouldn't want them doing anything else but focusing on the game. And if they want to go do something in the off season, whatever, like that's their time. But during the season, for those, whatever it is, 20, 21, 22 weeks that you're going to be playing now, no, none of that extracurricular stuff.
The only thing I think so
Orwellian of you.
I think though that we're in an age where it's like 24/7 media coverage. So
yes,
like you said, I don't think him talking on a show. If this was 10 years ago, there's probably a lot of other athletes that would have been doing the same thing. But I will agree that he hasn't shown up in the second or the back half of our seasons. So that's concerning. I was at the first, I was like, I think the media doesn't like it because he's coming at the media. In a way, I like what he's saying. Everyone's coming at the Cowboys. He's just stating the obvious. It is to me, like, I don't think it's necessarily affecting how he plays. There's something else that's going on there on why he's not showing up.
You know what I say? It's more about, and I know it's not affecting his play. It's more about putting an unnecessary target on your back.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, cool. You want to have this pod, but have your pod after year 8 or something like that, man, where you're an established player. Like, yes, he's a good young player, but
okay, but look at it. Look at it this way. Well, one, I just wanted to get this before I forget. Ultra Cowboy says, "Well, if he turns into Draymond, that means Michael will win 4 rings."
We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's get one of these though in us kids.
Crackemify, got him. We are about to step into a different type of athlete, because if you look at a lot of the guys coming out of college or university, specifically on the Colorado Buffaloes, almost like all of their players have burgeoning YouTube channels and podcasts and everything.
They suck this year.
What I'm getting, I'm just saying, you're now looking at these athletes who are going, it's just going to be part and parcel. Like, I bet you 50% of the athletes will all have their own thing going on. So I think it's just the evolution of where we're at in sports now.
No, but this is why I don't like it. Is you're right. It's not necessarily going to be taking. I don't think it's going to affect. I don't think it'll have any sort of large effect, anyways. But I think there is an effect on, like, you're now putting yourself out there too, getting more media attention, welcoming more criticism. Frustration, more criticism. Yep. It's like, and I know that's like where people are going today, but you want people on the team who don't care about stardom, even if they get it, that they want to go out there and win a Super Bowl. Yeah. And I'm not here trying to say that Micah Parsons doesn't have that inside of him, but that's just why it irks me. Like, I get that players want to go ahead and maybe there's money in it, but there's if that's what you're after, you got to be after winning the ultimate goal, that Super Bowl, that championship.
You can't, well, like Barry said, you can't disappear. I mean, like Tyreek Hill, no one's ever going to bitch about Tyreek Hill's podcast. He's balling.
Yep.
So the same thing, if Mike is putting up 2 sacks or 1 sack or just not even, just don't disappear.
Yep.
Right. And of course that comes with scheme and stuff. But if you want to have that type of platform, expect people when shit's not going right or there's a bad game to attack you. And I think that's fair. That's fair.
The most dangerous man is someone who doesn't have a plan to fall back on. And if media is your kind of backup plan,
no, it's a great point. That's a very good point.
That is a great point. Yeah. And the thing is too, like, listen, I look at guys like Myles Garrett. He's very personable, has a great personality. But he's a
great body
player.
Yeah. Great fucking body. Like, great. Exactly. Like, I can't believe you said all those other things except for number 1, amazing body. Number 2, great personality. Number 3, dog on the field. Number 4, could have a.
What y'all said. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the man is a football player. He's a stud. He's a football player first, right? Like, all that other stuff that it comes with the package. But this guy is a dog, man. Like, Micah doesn't come off to me as that.
Yeah.
Like, I always call him the most dangerous finesse player in the NFL. He's a finesse guy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't feel like an aggressive, dominant player to me. He's very good, but very good is not going to put you where you want to be in regards to the Aaron Donalds and the Myles Garretts and the TJ Watts. He's just I'm sure a lot of people may disagree with me, but I watch a lot of his motions and how he looks on the sideline sometimes too. It's just like, bro, like there's a disconnect somewhere, and I just don't know where it is. And I would love for him to fix it. He's young enough to fix it.
Well, we said, or I think in year 1, even after just watching some of his college highlights and his year 1 highlights, I pointed out the guys that he likes to arm tackle.
Yeah,
like he likes to if he can make a sack, if it's not a clean hit, if he can just get you or a running back and just grab you and throw you down, that's what he's going to do. And one of our issues against the Bills, and I'm not just saying it was just Micah, but was all the arm tackling that the Cowboys were trying to do.
Right.
The Cowboys had 17 missed tackles against the Bills. The last time they had anything even close to that was 13 missed tackles in 2020 when the Cowboys had a historically bad defense. This defense isn't historically bad. This team should not
really
be
good. Yeah.
This team should not be missing 17 tackles, and that is such a glaring issue because that means a missed tackle, you're in the spot to make the play. You're there. All you have to do is nut up and tackle the guy, and they just weren't doing that. And that wasn't just on Micah. The whole defense did not have a dog mentality. They just all looked like there was plays like that Marquez Bell that was making prior in earlier weeks, whiffing on tackles. I think the only guy that out there that looked like he wanted to actually tackle was Donovan Wilson. That's the only dude that looked like he actually was tackling.
And guys, and not to mention the bonehead penalties. Like, why do we always see this in the big games? San Francisco, any big game that we're talking about, we always have these bonehead, undisciplined penalties. Like, they used to blame it on Mike. I am not putting this on Mike McCarthy. I'm not putting this on Dan Quinn. I'm putting it on the players. You need to understand circumstances, situations. And just like what Sam Williams hit the damn punter, like, what are you doing? That's not a play that you normally make. You know that you're supposed to try to get your body out of the way. You're just going to jump like you're trying to block a shot. It's not basketball. It's not basketball.
Well, and
like those are certain things that you just look at guys like, what are you, fucking stupid? Like where is your brain? We don't need you to have a lapse here. This is not the Jets. This is not this is not the Commanders. You need to play, and you need to make sure that your mind is sharp and you're in tune with what's going on.
Before we move on to penalties, because I think you're bringing those up.
But this is on Barry's comment.
On Barry. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So
do you want me to put it up on the screen there for you?
No, it's really small. The data is really small, but basically, I just wanted to say, they actually in this game versus Buffalo, they had only 5 penalties in total. It was the timing of all those penalties. So, but we're looking back, like, the Cowboys this year, they eclipsed 100 total penalties over the year with 102 now for 872 yards.
A lot of football fields.
Yeah.
Most penalized team, right?
I think so.
It's got to be up there, at least top 5.
I think
definitely up there for sure.
So just on Micah, I just want to. Ultra brought up a point that I was going to ask both of you guys, all 3 of you guys. Fuck, I can't count today.
2, 3, 4, 8, 9.
We talk
all 19 of us. Yes,
and this goes out to chat too. So Micah leads the league in pressures and is being blocked by 2 to 3 people. Do we think that because of the amount of, like, Micah's getting held and it's not being called? The amount of the amount of attention he's getting on the field, that could burn you out throughout the end. So that kind of goes back into what you guys are saying. Is like, well, you just got to focus on football. I mean, it's up to your defensive coordinator to help change you around. Is this all on Micah? Like, he can't decide where he's playing. He can't. We're talking about finesse players. Is that how the offense or the defense is built out? But I think coming down to the point where Micah is still he's developing into a man and into a professional athlete. He's in year 3, and he still had a very stellar season so far. All of this extra attention that you get on the field, like, I mean, at that point, like, do you think he's just getting burnt out in terms of it? And that's how we don't see that dog coming out of him, or he needs to get it out by saying something on his podcast.
I'll take that the first 2 seasons that you might get burned out coming out of college. They don't play as long as seasons. Like, that is a real thing. You'll see a lot of rookie players and then sophomore seasons where they kind of teeter out. So I'll take that for the first 2 years, which we did see in Micah. But he still has a chance to change what we're saying. There's still 3 games left in the regular season, and hopefully 3 to 4 more in the postseason. He has a lot of time to still change what we're talking about burning out, right? It comes down to what he can do in year 3. He didn't do it in the postseason in his prior 2 years. This is the year that he has to make a splash when it counts. I don't give a fuck what he does even in the last 3 regular seasons games, as long as in the wild card or the divisional, and
he shows up, right?
Yeah, hopefully the NFC and hopefully the Super Bowl, he just balls the fuck out.
Right. Because the thing is, here's the thing, and I understand that sentiment that people say, hey, he's leading the league in pressures, he's getting double teamed, he's getting held, all of that. All of those things are true. However, certain superstar players make certain superstar plays when you need them to make it. And for me, this is just me, I don't see enough of those plays from him. That's all I'm saying. Now, can he be able to improve? Absolutely. I just don't see enough of those, man. Like, did you see how he just willed himself to that play and made something happen? I don't see enough of that. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, yes, he's still young enough to get there, but you guys got to remember, right? As good as he is, contract time is coming up. Micah may end up being the highest paid defensive player that ever lived, right? Is what we've seen from him in these first 3 years or 3.5 years going into next year or whatever, right? Before he gets that big deal. Is it enough to say that he's deserving of that big deal? Because with that type of money comes a lot of responsibility, comes with a lot of pressure, comes with a lot of expectation. So if he's going to get it, cool, give it to him. Now I'm going to expect way more. And the criticism that I have for Dak is going to be way higher for Micah Parsons in regards to what I expect from him once he gets that bag.
Totally.
It's just the truth.
So I think in terms, when we did this breakdown in the offseason, Micah Parsons' first 2 years compared to a lot of great players, and he was toe-to-toe, if not edging a lot of those players out. And then when you look at the body of work for some of these athletes, where these are Hall of Famers and they've had a fantastic career, their first 2 seasons were not bad. Like, he's on pace there. So there's that development. It is his third year, maybe second full year of playing defensive end. He has shown up this year. I mean, I gotta give. I mean, Ultra comes up with a bunch of positivity. If we're talking bad about Micah Parsons, he's going to come back in the chat and he's going to say
Micah's
nothing.
my guy. He's generational.
But he against the Seahawks and against the Chargers, he came up big. So yeah, to what you're saying, Barry, we have some big games on the line and we're going into the playoffs. Show up. Playoffs. Show up this year. We need you. Even if it's that one play, right?
That's all you need.
All you need is that one play, because guess what? If he shows us in that playoff, then guess what happens? Every Cowboys fan's gonna be like, pay him, give him his money.
Pay him now.
Give it to him, right? But if we don't see it, now that particular want to get him paid kind of quiets a little bit more, because it's more like, oh, I need to see him in that big game, get that big play. Right?
I don't care if Micah Parsons gets Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care.
No, fuck.
I don't care if Micah Parsons' stats are overflowing with all the numbers that we want to see. If Micah Parsons is taking 2 guys off the line and he's opening it up for D-Law and these other players, great. He's in my opinion, he's very valuable to the team, and you start filling in the gaps over there. If some of our guys can't get to the house because Micah is, or get to the QB because Micah's being double teamed and they're just not the talent, then we have to fix those other holes on the team. You're taking.
But this is the thing. Nick Bosa got paid. TJ Watt got paid. Those guys still get to quarterbacks. They still make plays. They cause fumbles. This is my thing. When we get to the postseason, all it takes, and I'm going to use the last 2 years as an example. San Francisco, they get up by 2 touchdowns, or it's close at the end of the game. We're expecting Dak to go down and win. I want a guy on the defense like that. I'm about to pay lots of money to come off the edge and force a fumble when we're down by 7 in their zone.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what I want. Like
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
We were missing even last year against San Fran. Trevon Diggs had a chance to blow up George Kittle coming across the middle, completely whiffed on him. Like we can't just blame Dak. At some point, you need the guys that you're going to play on defense have to be held accountable in the postseason also.
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he's doing it.
There you go.
He's doing it.
No, I get it. I get it. You guys hate Micah Parsons. No. You guys all hate Micah Parsons. I get it.
Here's my thing, right? And let's kind of go back into history, and then we could be able to move on, because I know you guys want to keep it going. But Khalil Mack, right? Remember how dominant Khalil Mack was?
Yep.
Everybody was talking about how great Khalil Mack was. He had his imprint on the game, and you felt it every time he was out there. Is Micah Parsons not better than Khalil Mack? I would say yes.
I would say so, yeah.
I would say yes. But I don't see that type of dog in Micah that I see in Khalil Mack. That's the difference, is that the skill set is there. You know who Micah reminds me of, and you guys don't watch basketball, right? But you guys are going to understand.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, no, not Draymond. He reminds me of Anthony Davis. Go ahead and look it up. He plays for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Great name, by the way. Great name, by the way.
Yes. If you look at all the metrics for Anthony Davis, the guy is 6'10 and a half. He can block shots. He can shoot jump shots, hit threes,
Massive
run the floor, all that, right? Grab rebounds. Like he has all of the metrics to be the greatest player ever. But there's something missing why he's not, right? The inconsistency. You don't see that. You don't see that constant, consistent play. That's
how many years has he played though? How many years has he played though?
That Anthony Davis is in like year 12 now.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see stuff in him that you see in Micah.
Right.
But like Ad said, I mean, realistically it is only year 3, which we're all based on success and we want results right away. Like everyone's results oriented. Micah is still young, so he still has time to learn that or even get over that. Like,
yes,
I guarantee the losses fucking kill him. Like you can tell he's a super competitive guy. Let's hope that he can change his Anthony Davis story before he's in year 12. With I would
hope so, or else I'm going to have a lot of long segments on Micah Parsons on my show. Because trust me, I'm off Dak now. Dak is safe. He's safe with me. He's safe with me.
Here's the thing about that game too, just to wrap up this Micah Parsons
hate
that we're doing.
Don't worry,
No,
Micah. I got you.
Look, Micah knows where our loyalties lie.
I love Micah, by the way. He is one of my favorite.
Of course,
we're now blocked. We're now blocked from Micah Parsons moving forward.
Listen, here's the thing: we gotta keep it honest, though, right? Like we can support a guy, but you gotta keep it real. You gotta keep it real.
So. Looking at the kind, I think it was a career game that James Cook had, and there was some good all 22 footage breakdown on Micah Parsons and what the Bills did to scheme against him specifically. So I used to be on the train of thought that okay, that's fine if they take out Micah, our other 3 or 4 guys who are coming and are going to be able to handle the business. But it doesn't necessarily seem that way because, especially when you move with quickness and you attack Micah Parsons, when there was a lot of things that they would do to even feign that Josh Allen's going to get the ball.
Right.
The play before, not necessarily right before, but a play before he keeps the ball. Micah gets in, almost gets a sack. Well, the next play they do the same thing. Micah bit just enough. Cooks comes up. Then they would also be trapping him with tight ends. So if teams learn how to scheme against Micah and Micah doesn't have the ability to elevate his game,
right?
And he's capped here at this, that's the fear, right? Is if he has to continue to be able to elevate his game for the rest of his career, because people will just find out ways to block him, and that's what the best pass rushers can do is either they're so elite in the move that they pull that no one can stop it anyway, so they just say keep trying me, or they continually elevate or tweak their game so that you can never find that way to just lock them out. And if Micah gets locked out and frustrated and the rest of the team can't get back to sack, they're gonna have an easy time running because you're taking Micah out of the game. We don't have that linebacker depth to really hold anyone if that's the case.
Well said, AJ. Well said. Love that.
Well,
Yep. It's okay.
Sometimes
I can't believe you hate Micah, dude.
The other real quick thing I just wanted to touch on, just looking back at the game here. Tony Pollard, what are your guys' thoughts? Disappointing? Are you happy with this play, or are you just neither?
Barry Grant Jr., you go. No, you
want me to go? All right, so let's just get the negative guy out of the way first. Throw him in the garbage. Throw him in the garbage, because the thing is, I said it, and I've been saying it all year. I miss Zeke. I do. I miss Zeke because there's just certain things that Pollard just does not do. I am a Dowdle guy. I like the way Dowdle runs. I think that kid is talented. I think he needs to get more touches, more chances to be able to make something happen, because he just has this aggressive way of running. Pollard doesn't necessarily have that. He's a good player. But I feel that Pollard is more of a complimentary back than he is the lead guy. And I think that if the Cowboys are smart, if they re-sign him to a reasonable deal, great. But I think that we can be able to find more talent in the draft and go that way and have Dowdle in that group as well. Because I just don't see enough. I don't see enough burst from him as the lead guy. Now, granted, it could be the surgery that he had where he's trying to work himself back. You know, it's very hard to be able to, you know, be on the franchise tag, come back from a surgery like that, and now you have to get paid, right? Because it's all about production. But we can't take that risk. We don't know what Pollard is going, like him being in the lead dog spot for this year. He's underwhelmed in regards to my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but very, very underwhelming in my opinion.
Actually, to me, against the Bills, I thought it was one of the first games I thought he actually had.
But he did run well. Yes,
I thought he looked like he was shot at. I think you could go back and hear me saying he looks like he's shot out of a cannon.
Shot out of a cannon. Shot out of a cannon.
And then they just went totally away from him. There was a 3rd and 1 in the Buffalo game where instead of just doing the normal thing and running it on 3rd and 1, they tried to do a play action pass, and we ended up getting sacked and losing 12 or 13 yards. So I don't know. I kind of differ a little bit on the Pollard stance just because I do think he's had a good season. No, he hasn't had the explosive plays like he had last year when he had Zeke, maybe taking some more of those battering ram type runs. But I don't know. I still like the guy. It depends how much they would pay him, and you probably can find some talent in the draft to replace him. But I'm a TP20 guy, and I still think he has a spot on this team. I just don't know if they're utilizing him maybe the right way.
Yeah, I think for me, it's pretty neutral, and that's a little disappointing. But I agree. If and I love TP20, had a jersey my first year, bought that TP20 jersey, love the way he runs. But you got to be smart with your money and find a guy. And if they can do the same thing, and Dowdle is going to be the one who steps into that 1B spot very comfortably, and we do find a 1A in the draft, that's just the smart way to go about it. The issue, Tony Pollard does have that explosiveness, but is he making the defense regret tackling him? And that's the thing that I think Zeke could do, is like, fine, you can tackle me, but I'm coming in at you as hard as I can, and you're gonna feel it by the end of the game.
He hasn't been bad in pass pro this season, which is pretty.
Yes, that's true.
You know, so
and that's what we were scared about.
Yeah,
that's what all Cowboys fans were scared about.
Right.
He's been good, but I'll stay with this. I'll stick with Barry on this one. Dowdle, it runs he's like a mini Marion Barber to me.
Yes,
like he runs angry. So I do like and I do agree that Dowdle maybe should get some more carries even in the first and second quarter, and then kind of use Tony how they used Tony with Zeke. So
absolutely,
I think they could maybe shift a little bit, and I do like Dowdle.
Yeah, I mean nothing that you guys aren't already saying. I actually liked him. TP20. This was my favorite game from him this year so far.
Play well.
But unfortunately, there's still a lot of ball left, and I think, as you said, and we talked about, we gave Michael Gallup so much. Leniency on last year because he was coming off a pretty major injury. I mean, maybe the break's not as bad as an ACL or an MCL, whatever it was. I'm not Michael Gallup's doctor, so I can't remember exactly what injury he had, but whatever.
I wish you were his doctor. You would be a great celebrity doctor as long as you knew what you were doing.
Yeah. No. Everybody else would do it. I just walk in. I want to sit on the bed. I want to kind of talk to him. I want to chum him up with them. I want to show him my fantasy points and then let the professionals do it. But yeah, TP20, loved him in the last game. I want to see more Dowdle. I think what we had, that combination between Zeke and TP20 was great last year. So I'm going to chalk it up to TP20 coming off an injury, but also it takes time to kind of step into that number one slot. He hasn't been that number one guy, but that could be very well complemented by having Rico come in, get more reps, and not having the pressure all on TP20's back. And I don't think we've been using TP20 the way that we could in the regards that we talked about him being very. I don't want to say he's a CMC, but he has the same traits as CMC. You could get him as a receiver. You could have him playing in the running back position. I wanted to see more of that, and I think that's where we could utilize TP20 a lot more, and we just haven't been doing that as much this year.
I just think that this season we've done a better job pass pro than we've done run blocking. The line has been very, very good this year, just overall as a grade, right? But if you notice, he's not getting the holes or finding the holes the way he was finding them last year, and that could be a testament to just his lack of burst from game to game. Sometimes he'll have it, sometimes he doesn't, or it's just the line, or it's a combination of both, right? So it's really unfortunate that he is in a contract year and you have to make a decision on him, right?
Yeah.
So it's based on numbers. So, it is what it is. I would personally like to see us move on if it's going to cost a certain amount. But if they don't, then, we definitely have to find another guy. And that's why I believe Jerry really dropped the ball at the deadline, because you had, King Henry out there. Just they were literally throwing him away. Just like, please take him from us. And if you would have combined Henry with Pollard, man, now you got something special. Yep. Now you have exactly what you need to be able to control a game. And then you have guys like, yes, Ultra, your Micah Parsons to be able to get those pressures and do all the things. Now you have a consistent unit on both sides that can be able to control the football game, right?
Crack him if you got him on that take there, Barry.
Crack him if you got him.
Did you just crack one, Anth? I couldn't tell you. It looks like you're silent.
I know. I'm in South Beach, man.
It's like you're miming that crack. Gus brings up a good point too. Zach Martin did go down early last game.
Yes.
That's funny that you said that. I was going to ask which TJ Bass didn't look bad.
No,
I was watching TJ Bass because we were kind of worried he was doing his hair flip thing. Yeah. But is Zach Martin good to go for this upcoming game? Or are we going to hit that when we start talking about the Dolphins?
Let's maybe guess what? Let's save that for when we talk about the Dolphins. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. We can roll.
You don't get to tell me anything.
We could either roll right next here into Dolphins talk, or we could do the Pro Bowl voting.
Yeah, let's check out Pro Bowl voting.
Okay,
but before we do that, we got a $4.99 super chat from your one and only main boots on the ground, Eric.
Boots on the ground.
Dr. Adam be like, okay, TP20, I'm going to need you to turn to your left and cough for me. And sorry, my hands are a little cold. Huh? Love you, bro. And then we got Carving It Up podcast with Bryson Carver, also host of the
Another
8 o'clock
great
spot.
member.
Great member. Also didn't love the play calling throughout most of the Bills game. As we've seen, Dallas is at their best when being aggressive with the deep ball, especially over the middle. Earlier on, Ultra brought up and I know there's like this battle between Ultra and Barry Grant Jr. right now. It's great. He brought up the fact that the reason we also didn't see the Bills throwing a lot is they know their stadium and the wind was absolutely terrible. So that was probably a big reason why we weren't even throwing the deep ball after that missed Brandon Cook's throw, because it went sailing a little bit. I forgot that we're running your sound bites and you scared the poop out of me. Okay. Anyways.
Wind or not, both quarterbacks sucked last game in my mind. It came down to a defensive match, and our defense got absolutely mollywopped, as Cowboys Chris would say. So, and that's all it comes down to. We didn't make the tackles, and hopefully we figure that out going into this postseason.
All right, well, let's just play a little fun game called CanFan 2024 Pro Game Votes. It's a working title.
Pro game votes.
Pro Bowl. Sorry, Pro Bowl game votes.
Pro.
I kind of like the pro game. To be honest,
right? Go stick with that pro game.
NFL Pro Game.
It sounds like that cheap. It sounds like one of the video games that comes out to compete with Madden.
Yeah,
NFL
that's like $6.
Yeah, football pro game.
Football pro game. Yeah.
I definitely poured a triple here.
All right, good. Well, you'll need it. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just kind of go around the house, pick one, and then I think we get 6 picks each. Not pick one, sorry. We'll pick 6, and then
take it take the ball and take it to the end zone.
We'll just go around. Everyone picks, And
Okay.
we'll just pick
I'm
6.
not voting for anyone other than a Cowboy.
Okay, well, Ant, you started off quarterback.
Dak Prescott.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to complain there. Who's going to take it next? Barry, do you want the next choice here for... You can give an explanation if you need to, but some of these you don't need to explain.
Are we sticking with quarterback, or are we going to the next position?
We'll go through all of them here, so we'll see.
So yeah, QB.
QB.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, sure.
Okay. I mean, he's been
Going
balling
Brock-
out.
Going Brock Purdy.
Add me or you.
You go.
Okay. Next here,
You just call him Hugo?
Yeah, Hugo.
I'm just gonna be safe and pick Patty Mahomes. I mean, it's just an inevitability, really. At this point.
he's getting in no matter
Yeah.
what. This is the thing with the pro game football votes. They are also very highly selected by who's popular. So he's getting in.
Okay, now your turn, Ad.
Well, I'll go Lamar Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Nice,
right.
like that.
I like that. Off top row down to the second
Two
row.
AFC. I like that we went two A. I think this is a good thing we have to do. We have to do 2 AFC, 2 NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
And so we can move on. Let's just do 4 each. We'll just do
Yeah, let's
one
just
each.
do
One each, yeah.
each. Yeah, one each.
And a big shout out to my boy Nate Dogs in the house. Hey yo.
Hey yo.
And he says survey says Brock by God Purdy.
Okay, for running back.
So this one's gonna be tough. I don't know if I can do Tony Pollard.
Let's reverse order now. So
yeah.
Adam, me, Barry, you.
Okay.
So running back, Dad.
CMC baby, I got him.
CMC is on the CanFan pro game team. Okay, then I will pick. I mean, shoot, you want to pick Cooks after that game? Man, okay, so this is a tough one because I don't know that he's actually going to have enough stuff. But when he is playing, I really like Williams from LA. I think he's got that Pro Bowl.
Pretty good season.
It's just he's had a couple less games than everyone else. So I'm down for K Williams off of LA Rams.
Okay.
Let me show the second row here, Barry.
I mean, if Atlanta knew how to use fucking Bijan Robinson, he would be a clear choice.
I can't even stand watching him. Like, they are misusing that guy so bad. That guy should be getting 20 carries plus a game.
Arthur Smith is an idiot.
He's an idiot.
Is. Like, it's just he's another Brandon Staley type of an idiot. So
bring him to Dallas.
Please. Yeah,
not Smith,
like,
but bring Bijan.
You guys can take Tony Pollard. We'll take Bijan. I am gonna go Raheem Mostert.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, is that
sticking to true form? We got 2 NFCs, 1 AFC. I'm gonna go with James Cook, man. The guy, not only did he just dismantle the Cowboys, he's played very well. He's been a top 5 running back this season easily. So
listen, with the offensive coordinator change, I don't think that's going to stop. I think we're going to see more of James Cook cooking.
James Cook has been cooking.
Joe Brady has done a great job since taking over.
All right,
wide receivers.
Onto the wideouts. I mean,
and now we got to switch back because now I got to go first.
Now you get to go.
CD Lamb, baby.
I mean, good.
Damn.
But you know what? He's the number 2 selection, anyways.
He's going to the Pro Bowl.
Okay,
All right,
so
Barry.
we know Barry's taking fucking Tyreek Hill. No, he's not. He's taking AJ Brown. You dirty dog, you. You're taking.
Yeah, I gotta go AJ Brown, man.
Oh.
Wow. And you know what though? This is working out to the 2 NFC, 2 AFC because is WayJ up? WayJ's going Tyreek.
Oh yeah,
he's got it.
Yeah. So look. Here's the thing. Tyreek's in, so I'm just gonna. We already know that. I'm gonna go just down the board now. Okay. Just so we have some conversation. I'm thinking between now these 2 guys have helped my fantasy team, so maybe that's why I care so much about it. But Puka Nacua and Amon St. Brown.
Amon-Ra, that's my guy.
Yeah, man. I have to go St. Brown. I've loved the kid since he was a rookie, but Puka Nacua is also a hot pick. Maybe he's the better selection, but I think St. Brown just is the more clear standout there in Detroit.
He's had more of a showing later on in the season.
Yeah. Definitely came. They kind of switched. Puka Nacua started very hot, and now he's still putting up numbers, but nothing like he was the first 5 games there, 4 games.
Well, I got to go with Tyreek Hill, or am I not allowed to go with
You
him?
can.
No, you have to.
I'm
You
going
have
with
to.
Tyreek Hill.
We're picking the CanFan Pro Game team, right? You need to have the guy that's doing his thing.
Yeah.
None of us take Tyreek Hill. I'm taking Mike Evans.
Fullbacks, I mean, do we just go with Jursic and fucking call
That's
it
it.
a day?
No, okay, where's our?
Where's
I actually
Lepke?
like the Dolphins guy, to be honest.
This guy,
the
Ingold?
Dolphins guy. Yeah, he's been good.
I just don't. Here's the thing: I don't know fullbacks outside of
Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination for the Dolphins.
I can't believe that the fullback even has a big section like that.
Well,
Right.
it's still a football position. So,
I-
but look,
yeah.
look. There's only a handful.
Well, and
to pick
fucking
from.
Lepke's not even on there. How fucking bullshit is that?
Well, he hasn't really done much.
No, I know,
to be fair.
but that's Dallas's fault.
You mean just the fact that there should be?
Yeah, he should
One
be.
from each
Let's
team.
just go Ingold and on.
Yeah.
Just the one pick.
Okay,
Yeah,
tight
I'm-
end.
I'm going that way.
Tight ends. So Ada, you start with tight ends.
Okay, Sam Laporta.
Oh, great pick. And what
I'd
a rookie.
I'd had that in the barrel.
Because
So Sam Laporta,
he fucked me in fantasy
I
because
would
of
have liked
AJ.
to
Adam.
have him on the Cowboys. Sam Laporta's had
Yeah.
a great rookie season.
Talked about him in the draft extravaganza lead up to the all of our mock drafts. We talked about Sam Laporta multiple times.
Now, of course, I want to pick our boy Jake Ferguson, but I have to be honest and just say, sitting right here, George Kittle. I think he's just the best tight end in football. Perhaps is going to be dethroned by Laporta very soon, but no snub at Ferguson at all. He's just not above Kittle on my list.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right. Well, and you guys were bugging me during the game that he was my boyfriend. I didn't pick him.
Okay, Barry.
Just saying.
So I guess we got to go AFC then.
So you're going
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Okay, Barry's a Swiftie. Here it comes.
No, I'm gonna go.
I can hear
I'm
my
gonna-
wife in the other room. She doesn't know what we're doing, and she heard Travis Kelsey's name and Swiftie, and now she's yelling. So
I'm gonna be the guy that is different. I'm not gonna go with Swifty. I'm going with my man David Njoku.
Oh,
okay.
Man, him with Flacco, with Joe
Yeah.
Flacco.
Fucking Joe Flacco.
He's been
Got it.
balling out.
And
So
Joe-
I know I'm supposed to go AFC, but I'm going Homer all the way.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson, get my brother's boyfriend in there.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man.
You know
Love
what's
Fergie.
You know what's funny is like Hawkinson is having an amazing season, but he's just on no one's radar.
Yeah.
Nah, that's my guy, man. Like I
He's
would have picked
awesome.
him if we weren't doing the AFC NFC thing, but that I call him Gronkinson for a reason. He is Gronkowski and Hawkinson. That's him. He's a beast.
He's having a good
Beast.
season.
Yeah.
All right, finishing up here with O-line. I mean, we know who we're going to be select. Well,
I mean, we could
Sam.
at least. I think we could go 3 Cowboys for at least. This is O-line or is it tackles?
This is tackles, guards, and centers.
Fuck,
Starting
man.
with tackles.
I think we need both Smiths and at least Martin on there.
Well, how about just for this, just to speed up this part, we'll just look and see how they have them ranked here. I'm guessing our Walker is the number 1 slot, so they have Smith down here in what looks like the 8th.
So is that all tackles though?
This is all tackles. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, I'm going Tyron Smith. The old dog deserves it. He's been having a great season.
I mean, I have to go. I don't watch any other teams to know who their tackles are.
Couldn't tell you.
Let's just go through the O-lines here. I'm mostly just interested to see how they have them ranking up here. Then we have for our guards. Well, where is he? Tyler Smith way down here. So I don't know that they have actually.
They don't have any votes
they
right
got,
now. I don't
no,
think.
but they got it's no points. They don't have any stats for these guys on this actual. We're just gonna skip through that because it's kind of boring. But we know who we'd pick. So defensive ends. Starting with who'd we start with, Anth or Adam?
I can't remember.
Anth,
I know who I'm going with. I
you
know who
lead
I'm
up.
going with right fucking off the block. Give me the best run stuffing defensive end in the NFL. DeMarcus Lawrence. Put him in.
He's not even on the
Trying to
list.
find him.
Yeah,
trying to find
AJ
him.
was just on him. He was down a bit more. Down,
That's
down.
Armstrong.
There he is right there, isn't
That's
it?
Armstrong.
Oh, I just saw
Armstrong.
Cowboys.
Morrow,
I'm far
There
away.
he is. I
D-Law
got him
right
right
There
here.
he is. Get him in there, son.
D-Law.
You know Barry's gonna go with Myles Garrett because he loves his body.
See
Is
that
this
big
where-
smile? I'm going Miles. That's my guy.
I think this is just two. Like,
Myles Garrett.
what do you think? Are we picking only two here?
No, well, we're all gonna pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with my boy Montez Sweat. 2 teams starting to pick it up here at the end of the season as well. Just like that guy.
Okay, well then I'll have to go with the other guy who has unbelievable abs, Nick Bosa,
Nick Bosa.
down to the left.
To the
There we
left,
go.
to the left.
The fucking Gomer looking guy right there. Yeah, there you go.
No one takes Crosby, huh?
Takes his shirt off. Oh yeah, you know Max Crosby. I should listen. If I wasn't a fucking ab guy and I wanted someone that was a little bit more edgier, I'd take Max Crosby.
All right, defensive tackles.
You just want Max Crosby to edge you.
Yeah, totes, totally.
Defensive tackles, guys.
Who's going
Osa.
first?
You start.
Osa.
Adam.
I'm going.
I already picked Bosa.
That's it.
Okay, go get him. Oh, that's a 3-way tie then. That makes this quicker for all of us.
Yeah, I'll go
Osa's
in on
my
Osa.
pick,
I'll
baby.
go in. I'll go on Osa too. And the only one is Z Sealer, who we're gonna
Yeah,
be
he's
seeing, and we're gonna be seeing.
We're going
him
to be
this
seeing
Sunday.
Miami. Guys, looking at us going through this Pro Bowl list, I'm seeing a lot of Dolphins.
A lot of
highly
Dolphins
ranked.
and Wilkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, I skipped right over Wilkins.
Yeah,
but,
we got Wilkins. What about Aaron Donald?
well,
Not
We all
taking him?
went Osa.
Yeah, we all went Osa
all went Osa.
Odigizua.
inside linebacker. I guess this is where they're gonna put. No, is Micah Parsons is gonna be here.
Mike is
They'll
off
just
the
have-
list because they
no,
don't know.
they'll
They
have
don't
him
know.
off. Yeah,
They
off
don't know.
ball.
They don't know where to. They don't know where to put him.
Oh yeah.
The only again, like since we've been doing the podcast, I don't watch as many other teams as I used to, and I don't know a whole lot about the interior. Is it Mosley for the Jets that it was at the top there?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Singleton
CJ
right there.
Mosley.
I'm
Yeah.
taking
Mosley.
I'm
He-
taking
he's deadly.
Singleton though. I had him on fantasy football in our league. I'll take Singleton from the Broncos at the top.
Mosley for Ants.
Yeah.
Singleton
Yeah.
for Adam. I'm trying to find the dude who I'm looking for, but it just doesn't.
Edwards
really
is
matter.
also I had Edwards as well. He's good too on the Bears. Oh, there's Greenlaw right there. You could take Greenlaw.
Don't
You
want.
want it? No, you don't want him, eh?
No,
You don't
we're just
want
gonna go through interiors and we'll go to outside linebackers where we should damn well see Michael Parsons finally.
Well, and for all the Micah slag, I think that's the only guy we're taking.
Micah.
From all four
No,
of
no,
us,
no. You
Micah
guys are.
Parsons.
Hey. You're not allowed taking him. Barry's
Well,
taking TJ
we don't
Watt.
have an order. We don't have an order anymore. That's kind of been thrown out
Yeah,
the window.
Barry's taking TJ Watt.
I just want Micah.
I'm taking Micah. Barry's taking TJ Watt and Khalil Mack.
Okay,
I took Micah. Number 11 from heaven, baby.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Watt.
And D
There you go.
Hunter.
I told you.
D Hunter from the Vikings.
You're taking him.
Yeah, he's been having a great season.
Is that another fucking Dolphin or is that a chart? Who's
That's
third
a Charger.
there?
That's a
Khalil-
Charger.
that's
I know, it
Khalil
looks
Mack.
like it.
Okay.
But there's
Bears.
Chubb.
There's Chubb sitting right there.
Chubb with 9.5
Chubb's good.
sacks.
Ooh, what
Chubb
about-
Chubb is a damn good football player too.
Chubb gives me a Chubb.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Final three here is cornerbacks, then
Deron
strong,
Bland.
and then free safety. So
Deron Bland.
Deron Bland.
There he is
easy.
right there.
Okay. We'll just
I'll take some Gilly. If he's in there. I'll take
Yeah,
some
homer
Gilly.
this up. Homer this up.
There he
Gilmore's
is.
down
There
there,
it is.
baby.
Let's get those homer picks.
Barry hates it. Barry's
I mean,
already
now
checked.
we're- yeah,
Barry's already checked out of this
yeah,
game.
well, I think this whole thing is
Nah,
checked out of, so.
I'm actually because I can't see it on my screen, so I'm looking on my phone. I'm definitely going Deron Bland.
Yeah.
Deron Bland,
Oh,
baby,
yeah.
that's the guy.
All right. Well, you know what?
you're
We'll
not gonna
just
take
somebody
Don,
else-
you're not gonna take Dono Dub.
no, because strong safety and no safety on the Cowboys deserves to get into the pro game
Right.
this year.
You're right. Let's pick all three of them.
Okay. All right. Well, look, that was fun. But you know,
Next
Things
next
fell
year,
apart.
we're just
You
gonna
didn't
play
say-
the
you didn't-
Homer
you didn't-
version
you
of
didn't-
it.
you
and
didn't
we're
pick-
only gonna take the Cowboys.
We didn't pick everyone. Just
Oh,
get off the
okay.
screen.
AJ, it's crumbling.
Hey, well, listen, we already know what kicker we're picking, right?
So I'll just
yeah,
give
Brandon
some back,
Aubrey.
Oh yeah,
I'll give
of
some
course.
backstage of that before. I've done that. I've done the Pro Bowl picks. I've just went through and just went to positions that I thought the Cowboys have been good at, like Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, Deron Bland, and just submitted my vote for that because I just couldn't bring myself to vote for another team.
You know what you guys can be able to do next year if you're gonna do this? Go all Cowboys and discuss why they shouldn't or should be.
Oh, yeah, that's
Pro
a good
Bowlers,
one.
I like
right?
that. I like that.
So, you can be able to kind of like, go, do advanced stats according to their stuff compared to the top guys that are at that position and kind of have a discussion of why they should or why they shouldn't be.
That's better. That's a better
good.
way.
Oh, Barry Grant Jr. is so right.
Hey, when is the vote, by the way? When's the what week?
I'm not sure.
Like, when's it end?
Yeah.
End of season?
Okay. Like end of regular season.
Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
say that because I'm not maybe the week before end of
maybe
season.
You said it with confidence like you knew.
I want to get that in before the end, or maybe we wait and see and then do it after. Either way, we got options. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Power rankings, guys.
Okay, are we still
Ooh,
a
this is
top
gonna be nice.
5 ranked team?
Well, last week was 3.
Last week was 3.
Yeah.
Week 15. So
Yeah, so guess first, what do we got for Barry Grant Jr.? Where do you think we're ranked now on the PFF rankings?
After the
Or sorry, the
NFL.com.
NFL.com. Sorry,
against the Bills,
NFL.com.
NFL.com. So you said we were 3 last week.
Yep.
I say that, the Bills are a good team, but at the same time, I think that they look at performances from a week-to-week basis, and the fact that we played like dog shit against another very good team, I think that knocks us down about 4 spots.
okay, so
Ooh.
7th.
7.
That's a fair
7. Okay, so Barry Grant
That's
Jr. takes
fair.
7.
That's fair.
So Eagles were what last week, guys?
Can't remember.
The Eagle, who cares? They're going to be even lower than us.
No, that, but
Right, exactly.
They're going to be like,
They might-
if we're
they-
7th, they're 9th.
I'm trying to
They
wait.
might,
I'm trying
they
to
might
weigh
be
that.
teetering out of the top 10.
Ad's trying to use some reasoning, but the
Yeah.
wrong answer is to ask where the Eagles are.
Okay.
You should be asking.
I'm gonna say
where
6.
The Bills are.
I'm
where
saying
the
we're 6.
Browns are.
I'm saying we're 6. Number 6. We're 6. Yep.
Okay.
I'll go 5th. I still think they're top 5.
Damn
Okay,
it.
so you dropped 2 spots.
Yeah.
So we got 7th, 6th, and 5th. So that puts me at 4th or 8th. That is, what are you guys doing? I mean, I don't think they fell to 8th.
Yeah, man, be a-
I gotta
be a
go
homer.
4th.
Be a
I gotta
homer and go 4.
I
I knew he was
can't.
doing it.
I can't. I have to go 4th.
I actually think you might be right, Anth.
He might be right.
I don't know. When they lose and when the Cowboys could win big and move up, not even move up a spot. But if they lose big, they're falling.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for us when the fuck you
Look
see
at it, already
Josh.
highlighted. Look at it.
Josh close-eyed Allen is sitting there fucking already talking. He's going to be number 4, I bet. Okay.
So number 1's got to be the Niners, right?
Niners.
Yeah.
Yep.
Niners.
Number 2 is going to be the Ravens.
2 should be the Ravens.
Yeah. Number 3 is
Yes,
going to be
nice.
the.
Ooh, 3's tough. 3's tough. I don't even know who should be 3.
Man,
Oh!
the Cowboys third.
Okay.
Wow.
What?
Okay. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
Can we read that, please?
Yeah, I'll read it.
What do they say?
I'll read it. Okay, so prior to
Holy.
kickoff in Buffalo, the Cowboys secured a playoff spot. Unfortunately, that ended up being the high point of Sunday. Losing to the Bills was never going to kill the season and all the positive momentum of the past few months, but it was the way it happened, and that raised some serious concerns. Giving up 266 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground to Buffalo revealed what could be the blueprint to beating the Dallas. I thought they were going to say Cowboys, but beating Dallas in the playoffs. Defensive tank and tackle Jonathan Hankins was missing for this game, but it's wild to think he was the difference. In the Cowboys' 4 losses this season, they've allowed 767 rush yards on 153 carries with a 5.0 average and 9 tutties. In their 10 wins, opponents have run the ball 232 times for 877 yards with a 3.8 average and only 4 tutties.
Wow.
This week's opponent, Miami, can run it. So can Detroit. Dallas week's 17 assignments. These are critical games for a team that is still jockeying for the number 1 seed, yet suddenly it faces a major issue that is threatening to challenge the whole operation. The Cowboys shouldn't have lost Sunday's game as one-sidedly as they did.
I just picture you when your kids were like 2 or 3 or 4. This is how you read to them.
No, I would do.
When they were going to sleep.
Stuff. I would do voices.
Would you do voices? Would you
Oh,
do?
yeah.
How often was announcer voice?
Oh, I you know what? Depends on what I was reading. but radio ad comes out sometimes, you know?
So what are your guys' takeaway from that brick of text?
I think it was well said. I think before he even read that, I was like, okay, if they're going to stay higher, I was thinking about because they clinched the playoff spot, right? Because they're already in.
True.
They're playing with house money at this point. So that's the only reason why I say that they would keep their spot. And the fact that they put it in there, it made sense. But how they lost is what really is the biggest thing. Like, I think if we would have lost this game to Buffalo 28-24, I don't think anybody in here is going to be super upset, right?
No.
But the fact that we got dominated like that and they ran all over us, that's why we feel the way we feel right now.
Yeah. And I'd rather be it now than in January.
But we're all surprised. That 3, though?
That 3 is... Well,
that's shocking.
Staying home at 3, very shocking. So we just stayed. We didn't move.
But
I'm shocked about that.
I'm shocked. Ed Edholm throwing out the surprise.
Well, this
tricks.
just also proves that Ed Edholm smokes crack on a weekly basis.
I'm surprised the title wasn't Cowboys stay locked in at 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to ruin what we do every week.
Let's see.
Exactly.
Let's get the rest of this top 10 out of the way.
Okay, so Miami.
Coming up, son.
All right. So if Miami beats Dallas this week, do they move into 3rd?
I think you swap.
Yeah, probably.
I think you swap.
And
same what the Eagles do.
And same thing with San Francisco and Baltimore. So whoever wins that game is going to swap that number 1,
that's
number 2
be
spot.
such a good game.
Man, that's wild. So the top 4 ranked teams are all playing against each other.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy.
All right.
Then
some
sorry,
good football coming up.
KC somehow still 6th.
Yeah, weird.
The Eagles at 5 was weird to me, guys.
Yeah.
The Eagles at 5 on
After
a 3-game losing streak
lose.
against Drew Lock. That's kind of, I don't know. The Eagles should be less than that.
Well, 9 sorry, go ahead, Barry.
No, they're playing off of past success. So the fact that the Eagles, they still can't get the Super Bowl Eagles out of their head. Like, they still think that that's the same team. It's not. It's not the same team, and it's not the same quarterback. It's not the same coordinators, and it's still the same stupid, deer in the headlights looking head coach. But Jalen Hurts, I keep trying to tell people, is that he's mid. He's not that good. I've been saying that he's a good athlete, but he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
There's a difference in regards to how we factor.
Well, look right now. Look at the team, and I'm sorry that we're getting off track, but look at the team that he has right now. That's the best team he's ever gonna play
exactly
as a pro. So
100%.
So we got KC at 6, Detroit Lions at 7.
Which I think it should be Detroit up.
Yeah. Bills knocking, breaching into the top 10. They were a 10 before, moved up. Funny that they only moved up 2, but I guess things are getting tighter. Like you said, Barry, they are. We're looking back at the work that's been done, and then like what chance you have to actually move up. I guess into the playoffs. What the fuck is that?
So what is going on?
Cleveland Browns week number 9, moved down 1, and then Jacksonville number 10.
Yeah,
okay, that rounds them out.
Can you just give me a taste of who number 11 is?
Houston.
Texans. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Texans.
Who's 12? Who's 12?
Let's get a 12. Let's get a 12. Let's get a 12.
Cincy.
Where the fuck?
Listen, my man Jake Brown, and I love that kid, man. He's something else.
Browning's been playing unreal.
Yeah.
Where the Browns?
Yeah,
the Browns were 9.
Browns were 9.
Okay, man, I was spaced out there.
They're
Jeez. 9. Okay.
Hey, where were the Cowboys at?
Number 3, baby.
I am very shocked about that. I was looking at 7.
Yeah, I was looking at fucking 6.
I picked 4 thinking it was a terrible pick.
Yeah, I should have.
Why?
We should. One of us should have said 3.
Right. But the thing is, when the Cowboys lose, like we said, it's the world's falling or the sky's falling, and everyone just wants to slag him. But Ed Edholm kept it real.
I like Ed Edholm. Shout out Ed.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we like him, sometimes we don't.
We've said some pretty mean things about him.
Oh, well, I just said it to this. This just proves that Ed Edholm is smoking crack week to week.
He's smoking that good shit, son.
He's just like this. Oh yeah, Cowboys are staying. KC staying, and Detroit staying. Top 10.
Ed Edholm at the glass barbecue.
Yeah.
Right.
and he types with no pants on all the time. He's just naked below.
Yeah.
So it's just like this. This is
I'll be honest with you guys. The fact that he put Jacksonville at 10, I am not sold on Jacksonville because I am not sold on BoJack Horseman as their quarterback. I just don't. He's mid.
Sunshine.
He's mid. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
mid.
Yeah, and look, sometimes that's what teams just are looking for. But you know, they Lawrence has not really, I think, met up with this hype yet. We'll see what happens there.
You know who I'm just talking about other teams because that's what we're doing right now. Like I'm the most, and if he wasn't out for the last maybe 2 weeks, because I think he's out this week, CJ Stroud and the Texans, man, like that
kid is special.
That team is like the other team that I'm like, whoa, I like what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Even them winning last week with
Mills,
fucking whoever was Case Keenum in.
Case Keenum, yeah.
Hey,
Case Keenum is crazy.
D'Amico Ryans definitely made me kind of not really eat my words. I didn't really say that I didn't believe in him, but man, he really has turned that culture around. So shouts to D'Amico Ryans and those guys. They play really hard over there.
Yeah, and you got Brown and Clone Zone Original.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cowboys over there.
Yeah.
A couple Cowboys over there.
The thing I like,
Cowboys.
you guys all know that I'm a story guy. So the fact that like CJ Stroud was getting a lot of flack in the draft for not having a smart IQ, watching his journey to the NFL.
Complete idiot.
Yeah, watching his journey to the NFL and then seeing it happen on a team like the Texans, like that. I like that.
He's been playing so well.
And then Bryce Young just shit in the bed on the fucking
exactly.
1-9
Bryce Young could be able to pass all your tests and can't throw the fucking footballs. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
shorter than fucking Deuce Vaughn. Almost.
Yeah.
You're not drafting them to write any type of essay or any type of mathematic problem. So
it's like
get Zach Wilson the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, I think we need to talk about some sushi dinner that we're about to have this Sunday.
That's
right. Let's do it. I have a lot to say about this. I don't know if you guys want me to lead it off, but listen, you go ahead and go with your spiel. I got it after that.
Look, okay, all I wanted to bring up here, Barry, before you jump into your breakdown here for the Dallas Cowboys v. Miami Dolphins game in Miami is look at this map here. Adam is doing something. But anyways, I'm just looking at the Dallas at Miami and then the Arizona at Chicago game. And it's basically just two little pockets of the states watching Arizona, Chicago. So all eyes are going to be on Dallas and Miami this
Can we get
Sunday.
a visual? Do you have a visual up?
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry. I had it saying Dallas versus Buffalo in the side screen, so I had to like I had to change it, you know.
And yeah, this is a Christmas Eve, but this is the this is what's going on.
That's what the nation's watching. That is what the nation is watching.
Really?
And then
people are watching Arizona at Chicago?
You see where Fox Late is? We're somewhere around there in the world.
Yeah.
Fans just under the O
just
a little bit.
Bump that red line up above the 49th parallel.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me though. That game, the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys at that time frame, Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Everyone's watching that game, man.
Oh yeah.
I certainly.
Everyone is watching that game.
Everyone is watching that game.
Barry, go ahead and give us your thoughts in whatever order that you want to. We'll let the thoughts provoke the conversation here.
All right, so let's keep it 100, man. Both teams are, Cowboys need to win this game for different reasons. Obviously, they need to win it because they need to prove that they can have a bounce back, really good game after a devastating loss. And 9 times out of 10, every time the Cowboys do have a bad loss, they end up following that up with a really, really solid win. So yeah. I'm very confident that they can be able to do that. I don't think that Miami is going to be able to get the pressure that they want to on our offensive line as well as on Dak Prescott. So I think Dak is going to have the time to be able to sit back there and pick his spots. The Miami Dolphins defense is not good. They have some fast guys, some playmakers, but they just tend to be a lot of undisciplined football, missed tackles, just kind of being out of position. The biggest thing that obviously we have to worry about is the running game, right? If we can be able to stop them on, first and second down to be able to keep it 3rd and long, then now we got a shot because Tua, as good as he is, he's a system quarterback and he will give you the football if you put pressure on him, right? So if they can be able to get pressure, and Dallas has no problem getting pressure, they lead the league in pressures, right? I said this on my show, that the Miami Dolphins are the IG model of the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's like you scroll your phone and it's like, oh my goodness, you see this nice curvy girl and it's like, but there's no substance behind it. It's just all smoke and mirrors, right?
You see this,
That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah, you see this nice little frame, big bubble
Yeah.
butt, and who turns around? It's Tyreek Hill smiling at you.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's if you can be able to expose them for what they are, they don't necessarily put up a fight. Like, we got to remember Buffalo gave us the blueprint, right?
Yeah.
Play physical with them, punch them in the mouth early, and they tend to not get up, right? So if Dallas does that, this will be it's going to be a competitive game. I'm not saying that the Dallas Cowboys are going to dog walk them, but at the end of the day, they can be able to control this game.
I'm just worried. You said Buffalo gave us a blueprint to beat Miami, but did Buffalo give Miami a blueprint?
I don't think so.
Dallas.
I think it's more one of those. Buffalo's a better team, right? I don't think that Miami can do what Buffalo did because they just don't have the bandwidth that Buffalo does. They're more prissy and bells and whistles to me.
And Buffalo has beat Miami.
Yes.
For anyone paying attention here,
dog walked them.
Tennessee beat Miami.
Tennessee beat Miami. The thing with Miami and the Cowboys, they don't play each other very often. It's like us with the Bills. We don't play them very often. So there's always this up in air feeling about teams, right? Like, when you play an NFC East team, you know them, right? You play them twice a year. Well, we don't even usually play the Bills or the Dolphins twice every 5 years, right? So it's always it's hard to get a feel for a team and expect what's going to happen. Right. Last week against the Bills, I was like, oh yeah, their defense sucks. Our offense should be amazing against them. I hope Miami's terrible defense, or not greatest defense, at least gets exposed by the Cowboys this week.
Right.
Yeah, the offense has
fingers crossed.
So the only thing going against them now is we're playing an away game, but the offense is not going to have to deal with any wind, I know rain wasn't necessarily a concern, or weather wasn't a big concern, at least from our couch that we're watching the game from. But it's going to be a beautiful day in Miami. So
listen,
that
Cowboys, I know they listen. Hold on, AJ. I just want to say this. Cowboy players, stay away from the Clevelander and the big butt girls on Ocean. Just stay away from it. All right, focus on what you got to do. Focus on the game because there's a lot of distractions out there.
Hey, I'm here right now. Look at this background.
I thought you were in GTA Vice City from back in the day right now. Like, or the new trailer that's coming up. Like, I thought you were there.
I'm there. I'm having a good time.
We look at the who's injured going into the game. Sure, yeah.
Let me bring it up for them. Let me bring it up for some stats. You might have to just zoom it in a little bit for them though.
Spice it up.
Spice it up, AJ.
T. Smith, M. Hooker, Z. Martin, R. Dowdle, all questionable, but it's Smith and Martin who we are really concerned about. Obviously, Hooker as well. They all did not practice on Wednesday, although Smith usually gets Wednesdays off, and perhaps they're doing the same thing with Zach Martin. But no real big news as to
the only difference with Smith's designation on Wednesdays, it's usually just a vet day, where today it's actually a back. So it is an actual, like, even if he was going on Wednesdays, like usually he's just held out, but this is a back injury, which is a new problem that he's had.
Which is a problem. Yeah.
He did play all 57 snaps. I'm sure of the Bills game. I'm sure they're just trying to get their, I mean, even if the guy doesn't have to, if he doesn't practice all week, you could put him on a Sunday and be like, okay, you're going out, and he's going to be able to still play.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know that we're seeing anything other than that. Right. But
questionable's the best thing you could see right now.
Right.
And for Dolphins, we got Hill, all these guys missed practice today for the Dolphins.
All of those guys questionable. It was great for us, by the way.
Yeah, there's Hill, quarterback.
Holland,
they have Xavier and Howard.
Holland, Canadian boy, by the way.
Xavier and Howard's not on this list. Lineman Torn Armstead and Austin Jackson, who all did not practice. Plus, they have Van Ginkel and Mostert who are both questionable, but they're not on there. It doesn't look like they're really on a true injury watch. I think it's just a designation for the midweek.
What is the Tyreek Hill injury? It was a calf or an ankle?
That's his leg.
It just says leg out there. Because I can't read the screen, but it says leg. So
Yeah.
I'm even just watching. I was watching Hard Knocks, and they don't really say
What it
too
was?
much what it is. I think he says his leg or calf during the show. But man, Tyreek Hill being out for us would be huge. But don't let that fool you. Look at what Waddle did last week against his foe. Like Waddle went absolutely off last week. Like they can still get the ball. They can still get the ball to Waddle.
Yeah, and look, if the Cowboys running or if Cowboys have a problem stopping Mostert, who's just getting 2 touchdowns a game, it seems now, no matter what, that's going to open the top off for Waddle a couple times, and they'll still be able to huck it out to him. So first things first, Cowboys need to make sure they are able to shake that rust off from that rainy day.
Yeah.
And stop the run. Let Dowdle get 114, 140 yards, but just stop the run.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at what happened from the Bills game to this one, you would think that they would shore up some of their shortcomings, knowing that Mostert has been averaging like two tutties a game, and having a coach like Mike McDaniels, his career was based off of run offense. Like he was the one that was in charge of putting together the run offense. So we know that they're coming at us for that. We should be prepared for that. I don't think it's going to be the type of run, the run yardage like we saw in the Bills last week.
You fucking better hope it's not. If we go
and
back
you know what,
weeks of giving up 200 plus,
and I wasn't going to drink out of on Sunday. I wasn't going to drink out of my Cowboy Saved by the Bell style koozie. That kind of looks like the Miami Dolphins. Now I'm going to only drink out of this to shove it in those stupid Dolphins' faces. And we're having sushi on that day.
Got it.
Maybe in IRL and in the game.
Tempura.
Tempura.
There it is.
Yeah,
Dolphin tempura. I'm in.
Let's tempura them up.
I'm about to eat. What's that stupid dolphin in the show? What was the Flipper? I'm gonna eat Flipper's. I'm gonna eat Flipper's asshole on Sunday. Is what I'm gonna do.
Or Sequest with the late Jonathan Brandis, that dolphin that he would talk to.
I'm gonna eat that dolphin's ass. That's what I'm gonna do on Sunday.
Hey, we already talked about it. Don't get distracted by the big bubble butts. Okay.
Yeah. Well, dolphins will get you in the water too. Those are some freaky fucking animals, man.
Fucking vicious, bro.
So this is what makes the game just even more interesting. Is although Cowboys here have clinched playoffs. Both Cowboys and Dolphins are playing for their top spot in their division still. So this is an important game for both these teams, man. This is a huge game, and it's gonna tell a lot of people about both these teams. A lot of guys that don't follow either team. This is a game they can watch because they're like, okay, there's both these guys they're 10-4 also, aren't they? They're both we both 10-4? So you got these 10-4 a lot of star power, a lot of Pro Bowl votes, a couple All Pros going to be in there, but there's still that narrative on both these teams. Well, you guys haven't beat anyone. Right. Even after the teams we've beat, there's still that Buffalo Bills loss is looming over us. Yeah.
And we can stamp ourselves at least playoff ready. I do say it. By a win with the Dolphins.
Yeah, he said it.
So this is a huge game, man.
Huge game.
Do you think this game's bigger than the Bills game going into it?
Yeah, because we lost. If we would have beat the Bills, it wouldn't have the same feeling as it does. But going 0-2 in 2 road games after we had such a great run in the midseason, this game, you cannot lose this game, man.
Yeah, and I think most people are pointing to those facts, like Cowboys just stink on the road, which is, a huge part.
Fair right now.
Pardon?
It's fair right now. Like,
no, it's true. And then that's just the biggest thing that sticks out. It's like, okay, if you can't win on the road and you're not finishing in your the top seed of your division, I mean, you're going to have to get on the road again, like Barry mentioned earlier. So
win 3 win 3 road games in a row to make the Super Bowl is what what you have to do.
It's not impossible, but man, what a fucked up road that would be.
Yeah.
Well, let's share some thoughts here. And the 2 questions that come to mind that we like to ask is, how do the Dallas Cowboys beat the Miami Dolphins? And then flip that, return it back. What does Miami need to do to send the Dallas Cowboys home and packing?
Barry Grant Jr., do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. So what the Dallas Cowboys have to do is obviously control both lines of scrimmage. They need to be able to run the ball effectively, control the clock, and if they can be able to put pressure on Tua in that offensive line, it'll be a very easy game, because if you put Tua in situations that he can't win in, he's going to give you the football. So if they're able to control both lines of scrimmage, they're going to be able to control this game. For the Dolphins, obviously, we already see the blueprint. It's run the football effectively. If you can be able to run the football and have a whole bunch of different formations and exotic looks that is going to confuse the Dallas Cowboys, just rinse and repeat and continue to pound the football until they get tired and they give up, because Dallas tends to do that after a while. When you really run the ball effectively, they tend to get very gassed, and that's when you start to see a lot of arm tackling and a lot of missed tackles.
I like that. I do like that. And you know what the best way to prevent a team from being able to run nonstop on you? Obviously, the answer of stopping the run is the main one, but have your offense score points before the fourth quarter. Get your offense out there. Get the offense out there with an early lead. Our team plays, and I say our teams, I'm on the team yet, right? No, I'm not. But I talk about this goddamn team a lot. The best way the best they are is when they get early leads and then allow their defense to be able to rush the quarterback. If we have to get Tua back, if we get Tua there down by 14 or down by even like 13 or 10 in the first and second quarter, they're going to start throwing the ball, and that's when our defense is best. So our best defense is our offense getting points.
I like that.
Yeah, so I'll go while WayJ's setting up the next segment. I think ultimate. No, what?
No, I'm go ahead. We're going to be talking about this. I'm not getting ready to move on.
Sorry. Yeah, I think just it ultimately crush any of the trick motion plays that Mike McDaniel is going to be running with the offense. I think we're going to see a lot of deep tries. If we can shut down the deep threat ball from Miami right out of the gates, they're going to have to alternate. They're going to have to change
Ultra Cowboy.
Guess what?
Ultra Cowboy.
They're going to have to
go rewind to about 20 minutes ago when Ad goes, "This is a triple."
we're going to have to just adjust our game plan.
Yeah,
they're going to have to adjust their game plan. So
just kind of what you did with your vocabulary there.
Hey, guess what? You got to call an audible. You got to tweak it. You got to tweak it and go for it. So
let's go, Peyton, man. I like that.
I do think that a key to our success at shutting down Miami is going to be in the jersey that I'm wearing right now, at not just keeping them necessarily on the line and helping them suffocate that run, that running offense that Miami's going to hit us with Mostert. So I think the Cowboys, Ant said hit them hard with the offense, but I think if our defense steps up and starts taking away those points and we see some defensive touchdowns like we saw in the first half of our season, I think that's going to be a very clinching
couple screenshots.
We're going to be drunker than I am right now on Sunday. That's the best thing to be. Guess what? I want to be so wasted on Christmas Eve that my wife's going to be angry with me. Be like, you got so drunk before Christmas morning, and I'll be like, yeah, maybe, but the Cowboys.
Yeah, but we're having Christmas. We're having Christmas at your house, though.
I know. I don't have to go anywhere.
You just wake up and have a Bailey's and coffee.
Keep
and
it
just
going.
Keep it going. I'm going to be drunk for 2 days.
Ad is going to be drinking by 7 a.m.
Because like, Dad, you're not drinking a coffee. No, I'm shotgunning some fucking drinks, kid. You better believe
Dad doesn't
that.
want to open his gifts. He's shot.
And then in terms of Miami beating what Miami needs to do to beat Dallas, they just need to keep the ball on the ground and run it down the Cowboys' throats early and often.
Yeah, I'll piggyback that. They need to continue that scheme against Micah Parsons, and they have him. Go at him. Like that's where you're running the ball. That's where your your offensive line is looking to contain him. And Mostert has the ingredients to do exactly what Cooks did. So that's what I would do is I just kind of review the tape that Buffalo had and try to replicate it if I was the Dolphins as best you can. What the boys need to do is Dak needs to get back. When I last time I flew to Thailand, it's a 15-hour plus flight. So I got all of the, I know Barry's shaking his head.
He joined the Mile High Club with himself on that flight.
Every time. But I downloaded all of the, what's the movie with Johnny Depp on the sea? And he's the
Pirates of the
Caribbean.
Downloaded all of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, what happens? Johnny Depp's character, Captain Jack Sparrow, loses his ship. He has to go get his ship back. Well, this is Dak right now, okay? He's lost his ship. He needs to get back in and be the captain again, okay?
I like it.
I can't remember what movie that happened in, but it's one of the 7.
Probably number 3.
I am the captain.
I am the captain now. So, yeah, I think that...
It was the first one, dude.
Is it the first one that he loses it?
Yeah, that's right. He does lose it. He does lose it in the first one. And the second one. And the second one.
That's what I mean. I think anyways, get back on your ship there, Captain Dak Sparrow, and let's freaking go.
Captain Dak Sparrow. Tony.
Now I need to have that segment of AJ going off about that, and it just needs to be Johnny Depp running with Dak's face on.
A couple quick comments in chat. Gus says limit the penalties.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Great.
And as much as limiting those momentum disturbing or changing penalties that
know when to go for a block punt, know when to push a quarterback, know when to go off.
Right.
Like you have to think, like you have to at some point be like, should I even try to block the punt here or not? You know, there's got to be that thought process a little bit.
Right. And then if you're up 21 points, then you can you can send a message, but not come on now. You know?
And just think how you're going to execute it. Like Barry said, trying to block a basketball shot opposed to blocking a football kick is a completely different. Like he just did not. He had it. I'm saying 9 out of 10 times with how he broke on that ball, that's a block punt. When it happened,
diving
live,
for the feet.
When it happened live and Sam Williams went, I was like, oh my God, this is blocked. And then when the ball went, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
What did you do? And then his name's Tony Goat Romo, but I should call him Tony Troll Romo because he goes, bro, we're cooked. Think we can trade up for Caleb Williams?
Wow.
Yeah.
That TGR is the ultimate troll, but you talk to him as soon as you talk to him, he's like an ultra cowboy. He's very positive.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward for TGR's game, his Madden game preview that he does.
Oh yeah,
just a quick little.
I actually blame TGR for the loss against the Bills because if you go back to look at some of his clips, he was all, guys, I don't want to be that person, but I think we're gonna lose to the Bills. It was Tony Goat Romo and the what's his name, Mikey from the Three Amigos Coffees and Cowboys. They were both thinking and saying that we were going to lose to the Bills. So I blame Tony Goat Romo and Mikey from Coffee and Cowboys. And
not everyone's 24-hour type train like us though. Like we're winning every game until we're not.
Yeah.
I was saying we're coming back in the fourth quarter. I was like, okay, they just got to get down there. They just got to score. We need 2 turnovers for touchdowns.
Down 4 touchdowns. It's fine.
Right.
It's all right.
Right. Like we sometimes maybe need a little bit of that, but we're 24-hour hype train. Like we are. So so I understand it.
So TGR says I'm unbiased and unrealistic, guys, with a laughing emoji. So TGR, toss it in. What do you think is going to happen on the Miami game, or do we have to wait and check out your Madden report or your own channel? Give us a sneak peek. What do you think is going to happen in the Miami game while we start rolling through the segment here?
His tagline is unbiased and realistic. Ours is 24-hour fucking hype train.
24-hour
Dak riders. If you want to be a Dak.
Hey, here's a fun question while we're waiting for TGR to get back. What side of the ball do you think can take a nap more, offense or defense, for Cowboys to win this game?
I don't think
defense.
Really?
Defense.
If everything goes well, it's definitely the defense.
Look what happened when the offense took a nap last game. If this offense is cooking, this offense could put up 50 points.
Yeah.
So this defense,
true.
Like the offense has to produce that, and I'm scared even with the defense having a good game, the Dolphins' offense is good enough to still have a good game. Well, this offense cannot be napping. This offense has to put up If we want to win this game, it's the first to 30. First over 30 wins this game.
Well, you're
Prepare yourself for a shootout, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so that's, I mean, AJ and I on EJ Savage's podcast last night, we both predicted a gun show for both teams. So that kind of plays into Ant's comment about the defense is sleeping, because the defense is for my score prediction.
I don't know.
And
Sorry,
AJ's
Ad,
score
I don't know if it's even sleeping. I think it's just the Dolphins offense is that good. So our offense can't sleep. You have to match.
So before we go into those predictions, Tony Roma says, by the way, Madden predictions for Cowboys and Dolphins was close this week. EJ Savage of Boys in the Zone says, I need a fun game to watch regardless of the outcome. That's all I asked for this week.
Well, I know where you can come and watch a fun play-by-play / color commentary.
Cowboys Can Fan.
Game.
That's us.
That's us.
Game view
Game
along.
stream, baby. Play-by-play reaction. We're loving it into your ear holes as you watch the game. You want to listen to fucking Chris Collinsworth or Greg Olson talk about it? No, you want to listen to us. Come on.
Don't say that second name on this show ever again.
Yeah,
fucking Greg Olson.
Not on Wednesday night. But before we get into these score predictions that Ad really wants to hit, I want to ask you guys, because
I don't want to hit
again, like there's a couple players that are game changers on the Dolphins. And I'm worried. The two dudes I'm worried about are our team stopping Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Like, can our defense even stop these dudes? I know the run game was the issue last week, but the Dolphins go through those two guys. Those are the guys that will score and can score from the 1 yard line to the 99. Right, like they can take it at any point. And do the Cowboys have the players to stop those guys?
Right.
Jay, what do you think?
Well, we do have some really good cornerbacks in Bland and Gilmore. I don't know that anyone can stop Tyreek Hill one-on-one. The guy just somehow, since the beginning of his career, he just finds a way to be standing in the middle of the field wide open somehow. Like there's been so many highlight catches of him like that. So here's the thing. I expect one side of the Miami's offense to ball out, passing or running. I'm okay with that as long as they tighten up on the other side, on the opposite side of that ball. So if they let the passing game get out of hand, at least hopefully stop the running. You can't have both sides of that offensive machine moving the ball, scoring points. It'll get out of hand very quickly. But I think we have a better chance of turning over the ball with Tua taking shots downfield with our cornerbacks out there. Now would be the perfect week for the safeties to turn it around and show up big as well. So that's what I think. I think we do have the team to do it, but not one-on-one against those guys. So you're going to have to scheme correctly. Or, like I said, give him Tyreek Hill if Hill's playing, or give Tua Waddle. Hope for a turnover that's happened, but don't get too out of scheme to keep them so they can't run the ball against us.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of what AJ was saying. I don't know. I should have looked at this before I am about to comment on it. How many times has Gilmore faced someone like Tyreek Hill?
Oh, lots.
So
he played for New England. They would have played each other. Sorry, that was before. But KC, New England, they've both been AFC for their whole career.
Exactly.
Except for now. So they've played against each other more than you'd think.
Yeah. So you have a veteran who understands what it's like to play against a guy like Tyreek Hill. So I think some of that can help kind of spread across our secondaries in the locker room. I do think that some of our defense, if we're playing a little bit soft coverage, can kind of help. But as Alex was saying, if we eliminate the passing game, it's going to be a run game from the Miami side, and that's going to be tough. I think we won't have much of a problem. I'm going to eat my words, but I don't think I don't think Tyreek Hill or Waddle are going to have the type of game that everyone's expecting them to have. I think someone like Mostert is a little bit is a little bit more dangerous to us coming into this game based on what we saw last week and knowing that we have to shut down Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
But don't you? I think one of the reasons that the Bills had such a good run game is because we were so worried about Gabe Davis and
Fucking
Stephon
gave
Diggs.
0 points in like 3 weeks in a row of fantasy football.
Exactly,
Davis,
but-
fuck you.
But we stopped the receiving game last week. We held Josh Allen to under 100 yards. I don't give a fuck if we hold. Oh man, I don't know. I keep changing my stance.
I don't know.
But on that, the Bills never had to throw.
No, they didn't.
They were just
You're right.
up and they just kept running and it kept working. So I just think seeing the Cowboys play better against the run, even if they're getting burned by the wideouts, I just think that feels better. It might not be better, but it just like at least feels better. Okay, you've put a Band-Aid on that. Owie. Now we're Super Bowl bound, you know. Let's do score predictions, guys.
Okay,
let's do it.
And bolds. Me and Adam already did ours when we were on EJ Savage's show last night. So I'll give you that. EJ Savage, I'll give you his whole package. EJ Savage says 38-34 Cowboys in a nail biter. He thinks Dak's going to get 4 touchdowns, and he thinks CD's going to get, well, I shouldn't say think. These are his bold predictions. CD, three of those 4 touchdowns. So he's seeing a nice bounce-back game from the passing offense for the Cowboys. I said it was going to be 37-35 for the Cowboys, and Adam said 33-31 for the Cowboys. We're all looking for above 30 games here.
A barn burner. By the
points.
sounds of it, you're all betting the over.
Yeah. And
Barry, what do you got going on for your score prediction?
28-24 Cowboys.
Ooh,
Okay.
a little bit more respectable.
Well, you never know what's going to happen with these two teams. You get the NFC versus the AFC. You got players that don't really play against each other that often. You get coaches that, again, they can watch tape all they want, but their intricacies just don't match up like they do to players or teams they play against a lot. So it's either going to be like Barry said, in the 20s, or it could be even in the 40s. I could see both teams being in the 40s, like when Romo played Peyton Manning when it was the Cowboys versus the Broncos. I think it was 2014, maybe 2013. I could see like a 45-41 game, like something crazy like that. Like I'm expecting fireworks, or it's going to be like Barry's score, 28-24. So I'm going to go with the 41 just because we have you guys in the 30s, Barry's in the 20s. I'm going to go 45-41 Cowboys.
Like it.
Man, that would be a freaking.
That's an exciting game. Right there,
that's a Christmas Eve miracle.
That's a Christmas Eve miracle. That's what I originally right around what I was gonna pick last night, but I kind of went a little bit more conservative with my score. But I'm more on Ant's score than what I am on my score.
And the whole nation's gonna be watching.
Lead us out with your bold prediction, Ant.
Bold prediction after all the slag we gave Micah Parsons. I know we've given him. We've went predictions with Micah Parsons all year, our bold predictions, and we've given him 3 sacks. We've given him 4 sacks, interception return for a touchdown, all these things. I'm going to go Micah Parsons, 4 sacks. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I'm wearing this jersey on Sunday.
I was going to ask you guys, are the Cowboys wearing white or blues?
Whites.
Do we know? They're wearing the whites?
They're wearing whites, and then they go blues for the last 2 games of the season.
Is that okay?
And
against
Miami
against the Lions and Commanders.
Yeah, and Miami is wearing their throwbacks.
Oh, no, that's cool.
Yeah,
I think the only blue jersey I could wear would be Ant's Micah Parsons, and I think every time I've worn that we've lost. So I don't think I will.
I can't wear it. I'm too fat to wear it now.
But yeah, you got a blue DAC. You got a blue DAC.
I got a blue DAC.
Barry Grant Jr., what's your bold prediction? So Ant's 50 sacks by Micah Parsons. What's your boldie there, Barry Grant Jr.?
Bold prediction. I am gonna go Michael Gallup. Okay. 9 catches, 80 yards in a tub.
Whoa.
We didn't say insane predictions.
Barry Grant Jr.
The game script may call for something unconventional.
How crazy is it? A Michael Gallup 9 catch, 1 touchdown and 80 yards is a bold prediction now. That just used to be that
that's
him.
So sad. Yeah.
Right.
That used to just be him. He could get 80 yards on 1 catch.
All right.
It's funny
that is bold. That is bold now, though.
It's funny that when Barry Grant, because he's wearing a headset with a mic on his headphones, when he leans forward, it's like, is he leaning forward because he wants to get louder? No, he's just leaning forward to get intense with it.
My Boldy,
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb will lead receivers in receptions, in yards, and in touchdowns.
I like it. I like
That's
it.
dope. That's a AJ.
like
That's
it.
you.
Listen,
CeeDee's that dog.
That's bold because of who's playing, right? So
Oh, yeah.
I like it. That's
I like
good.
It. I like it.
I was speaking on the receivers, I meant to say this when we were talking about the preview. The Cowboys have yet to face a team with two fast type receivers, right? We've played the big receiver and the fast receiver, but we haven't faced off a team that has two smaller fast wideouts. I guess you could kind of say that with LA, with the Rams, with Nakua.
Not like
and
this, though.
Cup. But this is just otherworldly, these two
It's
guys.
a different type of
So
speed, man.
if CeeDee Lamb comes out on top with the most reception yards, receiving or receptions and touchdowns, that's a good day for Dallas.
Right, absolutely. I agree.
And bold. That is bold, though.
That's definitely
that is bold.
Okay,
super bold.
I'm gonna give a bold prediction. Tony Goat Romo stole mine, almost like verbatim. However, I'll say it. Don't like it, but I'll say it. Tony Goat Romo says bold prediction: Aubrey misses his first field goal. Bolder prediction: Aubrey hits the game winner.
Nice.
I don't like that. I
don't like either one. Well, I like the game winner.
I like the game winner too. I guess if we have to take a miss for a game winner, but I'd rather have just he hits all of them, and then we don't have to kick the game winner.
Yeah.
Math says bold prediction: Clayton scores a TD.
Oh, Math.
Matt loves Clayton.
Gus's boldy is Turpin finally returns a punt / kickoff to the house.
Hey, I like that one.
I'd like that.
Over
That's
two.
a screenshot too.
So Anth kind of took mine. I was going to go Micah because I wanted
Anth
to be.
took yours. Tony took yours.
I know,
How
I
many
know.
bold predictions do you have in your pocket?
I already told. I took ads score.
You took my score. Like I feel like I don't even
Just
exist
fall
right
on
now.
your sword. Tell us your
Listen, you know what I'm going to do?
The jig is up. The jig is up. Ad did no homework this week.
Listen,
he just over here stealing everybody's stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
he took mine.
Here's the thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my computer up and the whole setup in a different room, and it's just going to be Anth and Alex moving forward. I'm not even going to be on the show anymore. I'm just going to be the guy behind the camera. I'm going to be like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but you're gonna set your room with 4 cameras though, so
I know.
it'll be me and Anth sharing one.
We need your classic good looks.
Yes.
And you're the people's champ.
Okay.
Just stop taking my score and bolds.
Okay. Here's my bold prediction. Mike McCarthy is actually going to nail the proper challenge this. No, I'm joking.
That's
right,
too
man.
bold.
Right.
Too bold.
Okay, hang on. Just to keep delaying my bold, Philly still sucks from Gus. A nice $5 super chat there.
Hey, it's
Yes,
true.
Philly does still
It's even more true.
TP20
3 weeks in a row.
TP20 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Wow, I like it. I like it.
150. Wow, that's
Yeah.
aggressive. That's good.
150 rushing yards or 150 total
Total
yards?
yards.
Scrimmage, ad.
Total
Go
yards.
scrimmage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Total-
go scrimmage.
total-
Go
total
scrimmage.
yards.
Little less bold, but you tack on the 2Ds, it
Yeah.
brings it right up there. Actually, 150 for TP is good.
That's
All right.
fuck. Yeah, that's good.
Well,
That's good there.
the last thing we need to do here for this game before we touch on our quick fantasy football and then shut her down is our bets. Now I don't have that sheet up, so we're just gonna be
playing it off of this.
Well,
Playing
and
off
I got to
this.
let Barry Grant Jr. know. Barry, every guest on the Wednesday edition of the main event for the CanFan boys gets a 500 deposit of CanFan Buckaroos.
Oh,
So you get a $500 Buckaroo bet, CanFan
Nice.
Buckaroo bet on whatever you want to do on this game.
now,
Does it end up equating to anything long term? No, it doesn't. But
and if you
you
want
still get it.
and if you want to loan me your $500, that's also possible here. And
That's probably what's going to happen more. One of these two guys is going to run out of money, and they need to be able to lend.
We're-
borrow
calling you
the
up.
fake money off.
where are we at?
Barry, I need you to wire me that 500 CanFan bucks.
Oh man,
Okay.
I do not like where we're at right now because I don't fact check any of these things. So Alex could put down whatever number he wants.
No,
It's been on the internet, so you could go back and check
look.
it.
All the data's right here.
Hey, guess what? I don't proofread what I write. I don't ever go back on anything. I ain't doing that.
No.
right.
So you have to trust me then.
I do trust you complicitly.
Betting, we got Miami. Anthony, I don't know if you can verify because we
I can't.
No, okay.
My phone
Okay.
is being used
We'll-
as my camera right now.
we're gonna use PFF then. So spread is Miami 1.5 minus 1.5. Sorry, money line is
Wow.
Miami and over under a
Interesting.
50.
Okay.
Wow. I think for me,
over under.
Well, tell everybody where we're at right now.
oh, sorry, you're right.
Bucks.
So we each lost big last week. Adam has 300. We went from like 22,000 for Adam and 2,600 for me 2 weeks ago. Now we're down to Adam 325 CanFan bucks, Alex 665 CanFan bucks.
What?
And then Barry 500.
You guys didn't win the Eagles one? Your Eagles bets?
No. I can't remember what it was.
No, we lost the Eagle bet.
Oh, it was the over.
I thought what was my second bet from last week?
We'll have to go back and look. This is not the time for it. You have $300. Use it now.
Oh, maybe you got the spread then.
I got the spread. I got the spread.
Okay. So yeah, Adam, you
the spread from last week?
No, you didn't. No, we both did money line.
We lost by 21.
We both did money line last week.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
This is why I don't. Guess what?
I already added the Eagles for last week.
You already mathed it
2 weeks ago.
You already mathed it.
Already mathed it. So 325, 665, 500. Anyone want to go first? I will. I'm going over on this one.
Yeah, it's a safe bet. 50 is a very safe bet for this game. 50 is a very, very safe bet. Even the conservative Barry Grant score, which doesn't even seem that conservative, still beats that over. So I think an over on this is a safe bet.
I'm just doing over. And then now here's the thing. I got to bet first. And am I allowed to change my bet?
No,
we always allow
one. But this is where it's like he has more money than me. So of course he's like, I'm gonna go first, and he's gonna tell his thing. And then if he hears me,
well, do you want to go? I won't say my bet. You can do yours. And then
$325 on the over.
Okay,
that's all I got.
You're going all in.
I have to.
I like it.
So AJ can just weasel you out.
Actually, no. You know what? I can't go all in. $225.
You should be doing money line again.
Okay, so
but you listened to me last week and I said money line.
$225 on the over.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just match you.
Oh, you dirty bitch.
Okay, Barry.
Barry, what do you got? You got 500.
I am putting 250 on money line. Cowboys.
Yes, there it is. That's going to be the best buyout for your money right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll figure out what those actually pay out once you can look on your phone.
I don't have my phone, but Barry's 250 will probably pay out around 300. Your guys' is, what did you both put?
225.
To which? Sorry?
225.
225. It'll be about $200 for the payout. It'll be very close to that.
Okay.
I just need some breathing room. You know what I'm saying? I just need some breathing room. We're only going regular season. Are we doing playoffs as well?
You should do playoffs. Absolutely.
What you should be doing with the money that you have way less, like you guys got to do a little research. You don't even have to do these 3 bets. Start doing a parlay with like CeeDee Lamb, 80 catches. And if you can come to a show, the only way you're beating Alex is with a parlay. Yeah. He's over you right now. You make a bet. He matches your bet. You lose. He wins. That's how it goes. You have to make a crazy ass parlay, or not even a crazy ass parlay, but you need to bring next Wednesday a 3-leg parlay, or you're going to lose this bet. You're going to lose to AJ, and you're going to have to buy him alcohol.
That you get to drink as well.
Hey, guess what? It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
Yeah, and you're going to finish. You're going to lose unless you listen to what I'm saying.
You're going to finish last.
Hey, guess what? We'll see.
We'll see, I guess. Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, we'll
Definitely
see.
We'll see. I like that Barry went with money line. Money line's a good one.
Yeah, I had all that money last week, and I listened to you, and guess what happened?
Well, did you think the Cowboys were going to?
No, I didn't. I lost I lost real money last week too.
Wait, well, you should have went spread. That's what you should have did.
I did go spread.
Did you take that guy's bet?
The spread was 2.5 last week.
Yes.
The only way you're winning the spread last week is if you picked Buffalo at -2.5.
Yeah.
That's it. Buffalo. Over, you would have never picked the under. The over did not get hit. And the money line, did you think Dallas was going to win? Yeah, you did. So
here's the thing, Barry. I will not bet against Dallas in this.
Me neither.
Why would I ever want to do that?
This week's even tighter. -1.5.
Yeah, that's pretty much a home advantage. That's all that is.
Yeah, not only did I lose a lot of CanFan bucks, I lost money. Real money.
That's your own fault, though. Alex and I told you not to take that bet. So Adam won money off a guy from going heads up for Cowboys Eagles, And then the guy being
No, it wasn't heads up. You were mad at me for taking the original bet because he
Ad took the spread with the Cowboys being -3. And I said, you shouldn't have done that. You should have did heads up. So Ad won the bet. And then the guy was like, okay, we'll double or nothing with the Bills.
Never go double or nothing.
No.
Hey,
take your money.
Guess what?
AJ and I both said that. AJ and I both said that.
You take your money and you say, if you want to make another bet, I'll make you another bet.
Here was the thing. And this is what I said to him. Are the Cowboys winning? AJ didn't respond. Ant said yes. I'm like, of course. I think they're winning too.
Well, of course I'm saying yes.
Yeah. So that's why I'm making the bet. And guess what?
I call 1-800-GAMBL.
But you asked me straight up if you should take the bet, and I said no. And then you changed your question, and I refused to answer because I knew what you were doing.
You knew he was already taking
I knew he was just trying to get a yes out of us.
Right,
so then he could be like, okay.
But he was going to force the answer that he wanted out of you.
I'm taking the bet. I'm taking the bet.
That's called gaslighting, Adam.
I'm taking the bet.
I like the what's it? Vibrosity? What's the vibrato?
The bravado.
There we go. I'm speaking Spanish. My B's are V's. Okay, guys. Final thing
real
here.
Spanish or
Italian Spanish?
No, I'm never speaking real Spanish.
Sorry, Spaniard Spanish.
We have the Fantasy Football semifinals coming up, and some real quick fun storylines here. Deuce.
Are we playing each other?
No, well, hopefully.
Oh no, we're not.
We have Deuce.
Is it going to be a rematch from last year?
That's what we're hoping for. We got in the semifinals. We got Deuce, who just made the playoffs, then took out the number 1 seed.
From me,
D's nuts. Yeah.
Oh no, from Stee actually
took out Stee, and now he's playing. Now it's Bandwagon Boys versus Deuce, which is Jeremiah. This is his second season.
We've been here before, baby.
We've been here before,
and we love it.
Next up, then we have CanFantasy, who's riding top of the charts the entire season. But the story of the year for me is Catboys himself, aka Tony Goat Romo,
aka Tony Troll Romo,
hanging out down there at the bottom of the pool for most of the season. In the last week, ended up having all the stars align where he won, crazy. Everyone else lost, moved up 6 spots from 12th to 6th to finish 6th in the playoffs, then goes ahead and spanks Daddy Dak. Now he's up against CanFan Ant. So Ant, are you a little worried here with this momentum?
Zero worried.
Well,
not worried.
Well, let's.
I mean, as a defending champ, I have to stick to my throne. I think I can take him.
Well, this is it's going to be a good semifinals. It should be fun. And second annual, Barry obviously got we locked him out, so he didn't have a chance.
Yeah, Barry.
I was robbed from being a part of this dance. Okay, there's always a conspiracy going on. Last season we had the CanFan finals. How the hell did that shit happen? All of a sudden I get locked out of my fantasy app. I can't get in there. You want to get back in here after like 6 weeks of being locked out. So it's all right. It's fine.
Hey Barry, you know the saying. You know the saying. You used to be a Jets fan. You're definitely a Cowboys fan. Better luck next year.
Final thoughts, gents?
Final thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, we'll get Barry. Let's hear your final thoughts on this week and this game coming up.
Final thoughts. I think I want to see Dallas forget about what happened last week. The game is over. All the pundits have talked their shit about you and said that Dak is no longer an MVP candidate. It's Brock Purdy. Forget all about that. Like, use this game as the next opportunity to be able to secure yourself a high seed in the playoffs. Come out fast, come out strong, punch them in the mouth, and go home.
Yep. Yeah.
I essentially have the same feelings, Barry. Before we get out of here, Barry Grant Jr. of the All Even podcast, where can people find you?
Yeah, they can find me on all social platforms, IG, All Even Podcast, Twitter at All Even Podcast, YouTube, just type in All Even Podcast. You can find it. I'm the only one there. Show's a lot of fun. My latest vlog, people love the vlog when I went to the Black Man's Brunch.
So
like,
good.
oh my God, you're so good. Like Adam was like, you need to do this more, man. It's so good.
Is
So,
that how?
like,
Is that your impressions of like a
Yes,
Canadian
yes.
white dude? Yeah, it's pretty accurate, by the way.
Yes. But you know,
that was good. I thought I was looking at Black Ad for a second.
nah, man, but you know, there's a lot going on, man. It's a lot of fun stuff happening over here on this side, man. So you know, we're just continuing to push. A lot of good things are happening for the grid as well. We're adding some new great people. The new year is going to have a lot of great opportunities, and you know, I'm just happy to always be able to help you guys when you need me. I'm always here, and you know, continued success for you guys. But I'm very proud of where you guys are, and you know, what you guys have created. The community that you guys have created from scratch is not very easy to do. And, you know, you really got to give yourselves a pat on the back at some point. I know you guys are hardworking. You guys are always looking forward, but you really got to take a step back and say, man, like we did a lot. And, you know, so it's a testament to your hard work. So
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Likewise,
And
fucking
look,
absolutely likewise.
absolutely. That's a big shout out to everyone who does tune into all of our shows.
Yeah.
Everyone on the grid. You know, we know the product that we put out there, and we enjoy it, and we try to make it better and better each week. So just keep following us, keep tuning in, keep showing, keep cracking them if you got them, and remember to BYOB.
And I mean, I guess the biggest thing out there is if you know anybody out there, because Hard Knocks is big right now, Hard Knocks in season, but if you know anybody out there that's a Miami fan and they ain't a Dallas Cowboys fan, you go ahead and tell them to go fuck themselves. Peace.
South Beach out.